What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Spruce Goose here. This episode is going to be the first of a new series that I'm thinking of doing called War Chest Wednesday, where every Wednesday I'll post a video of me playing at least 3 games online. We'll see how it goes. And I'll try to make the videos a little bit maybe educational, just kind of commentate on the games as I play. So we're about to dive into our first game. So I'm going to go ahead and create the room. Let's make it ranked. 3 minutes a turn looks fine. And let's also set up the room settings. So we'll play with nobility and siege. And we'll play with choose play order, and I think that's fine. And yeah, we're gonna wait for our first opponent, and hopefully we can start soon. So I should say that I haven't played War Chest in a while. I've just been busy with other things in my life. But I know people have asked that I upload more kind of War Chest videos to my channel because I have been uploading like different content lately. So I thought, yeah, why not? And it would be kind of a good excuse to get back into playing War Chest. Right, let's see what's going on. So there are quite a few games going on, and in fact, after I created my room, 3 other games were created, and that's all in the last minute. So the website is very active and has been very active for the last few months, which is really great to see because War Chest Online has been going for about 5 years now, if you can believe it. So it's cool to see that there's still like an active community and everything. I could join this guy's room, but he is playing with random units, which I'm not a fan of, and it's also a friendly match, so I thought it'd be cool if we played competitive. Okay, I decided to join this guy's room because I didn't want to wait too long for someone to join my room. So let's see if he wants to play, and he does. So I'm gonna let him go first. He's also drafting first. So I should probably eliminate one of these two. However, it would be interesting to see if I eliminate the light cavalry, he would probably go for the berserker, then I could go for the warrior priest. Or I could eliminate the warrior priest and he'll take the berserker. Let's do that. Because I'm comfortable playing against the berserker most of the time. And I'll have the scout and the light cavalry. He'll probably take the ensign, which is not good. I should have foreseen the ensign being paired with the berserker, so that's not great for me. Okay. So I think the teams are probably pretty even. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try and go for this space right away. Because the reason I didn't deploy the light cavalry on this side is that if he deploys the cavalry here and then advances, then he would put my light cavalry at risk. Whereas here, I don't think there's too much he can do because it'll be quite hard for him to kill the light cavalry with the berserker. However, if he moves the berserker here or here and then deploys an archer and moves the archer down, I might be in trouble. But I think he had a bad second hand because he hasn't moved either unit off the base. So I think we're okay for now. And I am going to recruit a couple of light cavalry. I'm going to go ahead and I'll move the knight here, and then I think I'm just going to probably bolster the swordsman. So I think we're actually doing pretty good. So I'm gonna capture the point before he has a chance to kill my light cavalry. I'm gonna capture this point as well. And I think what I'll do is I'm gonna recruit some swordsmen. And I'm gonna kick this. Do I even need a swordsman? I might be okay without a swordsman. Like, I could go for a knight, capture this point, and capture the last point with the cavalry, light cavalry. Okay, let's try doing it without a swordsman. This should be interesting. Okay, so this guy goes. Actually, this is not really a risk right now. So I'm gonna move. First of all, I'm gonna deploy the scout here, just to put some pressure on that berserker. Then I'm going to move this knight here, which I know it's risky because he could kill me with the cavalry. So this is actually a point where it's really important to know whether he's going to redraw, like shuffle the coins in his bag. So he has 1 royal coin, he has 2 berserkers, and he has 2 ensigns. So he's not going to refresh the bag yet. So that means that this knight is actually safe. And then I'm going to go ahead and bolster my light cavalry. Going to do this. I'm going to I could claim the initiative, and potentially if I draw a light cavalry with my next hand, then I will win. However, I might not draw a light cavalry, so I am taking a risk here. So if I wanted to play it safe, I would actually wait. But if I wait, I might lose my advantage. So I think I will. I don't want to take a risk, so I am going to actually just... maybe I should do it. Okay, I'm going to risk it. Let's risk it. If we don't draw a light cavalry, we'll actually be in trouble. But if we do, then we've won. So usually it's worth taking that risk. Okay, so I'm going to move this guy here. And we drew a light cavalry, so we've won. Okay, GG. Well played. So there was a 50-50 chance that I wouldn't draw the light cavalry. Instead, I would have drawn like a royal coin. So anyway, let's go to our next game. I'm gonna try, and we couldn't play this one, although he's silver. And so I'm gonna try and create a room, see if someone joins. Okay, great. We have an opponent, and he's a diamond, so that's pretty good. Should be an interesting game. Right. So right off the bat, the kind of top tier units are the warrior priest, the berserker, earl and herald, and the siege tower. Now the earl is especially good because we have the redeploy decree. The herald is okay with these decrees, but if we combine it with the earl, then of course it's going to be a really strong unit. So let's see what happens. So Charles Maly is going to eliminate a unit first. Okay, he eliminated the earl. I could eliminate the warrior priest, and then he'll get the berserker, and then I could get like the war wagon and the herald, which is actually pretty decent. Then he'll take the siege tower. Okay, let's try that. I am a little bit worried about him having both the Berserker and the Siege Tower, but I don't want him to have the War Wagon with the Berserker, because that could be quite strong. And also the War Wagon with the Siege Tower could be quite strong, so he'll probably take the Cavalry and the Siege Tower. Okay, so we'll take the Footman and the Lancer. So I think he has my opponent has the stronger units. So this will be a struggle, to be sure. I actually don't have any single unit that is very strong, but we'll make it work, hopefully. I might actually have to focus on a unit like the Lancer. Or I could do something really cool. There is a strategy where you combine the Footman with the War Wagon, and that is actually quite strong. It takes a while to set it up, but once you get it going, like, it's pretty hard to counter. So I wonder if maybe I should give it a try. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and ram this fort with the Lancer. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'll move the Footman up, and then I'll deploy the War Wagon here, and then I'm going to bolster the War Wagon, and eventually we'll recruit another Footman. With the Herald, I think I'll try to kind of move the Herald mainly using the decrees. So I'm going to actually bolster the Herald for now. This is going to be really interesting. If I can pull it off, it would be pretty cool. Okay. So I was hoping to draw a War Wagon at this point, which I haven't. We're going to recruit another Footman. I am most worried about this cavalry, because if the cavalry attacks this fort, I won't really be able to move forward. Okay, I'm gonna move the Lancer here and kind of just put a little pressure on the cavalry. And then I'm gonna try and move the Footman onto the point. Yeah, okay. We'll see what happens. I think he has a cavalry in his hand. That's my guess. Oh, I was wrong. Okay. Ooh, his cavalry is actually under threat now. So, okay, cool. So why don't we go ahead and attack the cavalry? And then I'm going to move the War Wagon here, and then I'll recruit another Footman. Okay, this is a better hand. So I'm going to start by deploying a Footman, and then I'll move this one up, and I'll control a point with that one. Okay, so let's move this guy up, And I'll control a base with that one. And then which one do I actually push forward? I think I have to push this one forward. Okay, let's try that. I also need to keep an eye on this Berserker. It's a 4-stack, however, he doesn't have any Berserkers in circulation, so this might be a good opportunity to try to take him out. Also, I realized that I probably should have pushed this footman, I should have pushed it here instead of here, because then it could have gone on to this point. So here's what we'll do. Okay, so you recruited a Berserker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce a Lancer. Then I'm going to move the Herald here. And then we'll deploy a Lancer onto the point. And that means we'll just have war wagons and footmen in the bag. Wow, interesting. Okay. Okay, very well. So we're going to kill one and advance. And I think I'll recruit a... So I was planning on deploying the Lancer, but maybe I should... I think that was pretty risky, if I'm being honest. He's probably going to reshuffle, because all he has in the bag is... do I claim the initiative? Obviously that's what he wants. He wants me to claim the initiative. I really don't want to lose this footman. So shall I just claim the initiative and kick his butt? If I claim the initiative, I might not even get a footman. I probably will, but it's not 100%. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to attack and move up. And then I'll move the... I am obviously worried about the Berserker. It's obviously a concern. I wish I had another footman. That would have been pretty sick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I do have a footman in the bag. Okay. Does he have... He doesn't have any cavalry, so I'm going to move this guy up here now. Okay. And then... Let's see if he goes here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he could totally take out this footman if he wanted to. Okay, he's guarding. I did not anticipate the guard. Okay. Then he probably has a Berserker as his last coin, which means that this footman is dead. But it's not the end of the world if that footman dies. I'm just trying to think. I think I want another footman. I have an idea. So I'm gonna get another footman. It would be cool if he doesn't. If these footmen survive, I could actually take out the siege tower and the cavalry. So that would be pretty cool. I don't think they're going to survive. I think that berserker is gonna kill this footman, but we'll see what happens. Because he definitely has either a siege tower or a berserker. So yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so I'm going to take out the... He doesn't have any cavalry, so let's take out the siege tower, because he definitely has a siege tower in his hand, and probably a berserker as well. Let's take this guy out. I'm going to deploy the lancer maybe here at the bottom. I'm actually not doing as well as I had hoped, because I'm only on 3 bases. I should have been on 4 at this point. But yeah, it is tough going up against the berserker, cavalry, and the siege tower. So stop whining, Morgan. Okay. I think this berserker is deciding whether to kill me or not, or whether to bolster. He could just kill me. It should be fine. He has a siege tower in his hand, and then either 2 berserkers or a berserker and a royal coin. Okay, this goes here. Maybe I should have drafted a lancer. Ooh, I have a really cool idea. But no, it's not the right timing yet. I think I'll wait for now. So what do I have in my bag? I have 1, 2, so I have 2 footmen and a war wagon. Okay. I think my chances of winning aren't great, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's deploy a footman here. He's going to bolster the berserker. So now he only has berserkers, basically. We're going to move the footman up here. And then deploy. So if he goes, he can go 1, 1, 2, and then go on to my point. So, okay, so let's just deploy, let's block that. Basically, I think this berserker is going to demolish me. What I don't like is, I don't like playing opponents who rely solely on the berserker. Like, I've seen so many players who just rely on the berserker to do all of the work, and then they don't really get to play with the other units. Like if there's a berserker in the game, they'll only play with the berserker, which is fine, you know. I mean, you play with whatever gets you the win, I suppose. But I just wish people did a little more, because it's so easy to just rely on the berserker for stuff. So do we go with a lancer? Or do we go with a herald? I think we'll go with a herald. I think it's time to bring the herald into the game. So he has a berserker and a royal coin in his hand. So now he's basically thinking what to do. He could just go here and then attack, and kind of move on. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 to move on to the point. So you could do that. Okay. So we're going to move this guy here. And then this guy, if I move this guy here, he could go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he could kill both of my footmen if he wants to. Which is fine, you know. But if I move it here, so it'd be 1, 2, yeah. Whatever I do, he can kill both of my footmen. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think I lost this one. Maybe I should have claimed that base with the footman earlier on instead of yeah, that's what I thought. I'm gonna move on. Oh, he didn't kill the other one. Interesting. Very interesting. Right. I don't know there's too much I can do if I'm being honest. I'm kind of screwed. I need him to make a mistake. That's what I need. Do I recruit a war wagon? That could be interesting. Okay, for now I just moved the herald up. Okay. I'm going to recruit a... So he definitely has a berserker. Definitely has at least one berserker. Maybe I should go for a lancer, because a lancer could actually threaten a berserker because of the range. I don't know what to do. I don't think I have a way out of this, if I'm being honest. And honestly, he is very close to just winning, because all he needs is 2 more bases. So I don't think there's anything I can actually do. I think I already lost. Okay, we're gonna move this guy here. Yep. And then I'll deploy this guy here. Anyway, I think it was a good effort with the war wagon and the footman. I just think I just made a few mistakes along the way, so. And it's very hard, it's very hard going up against a berserker. So there is that. But we're gonna stay positive, right? We lose one game, we go to the next, we win the next game. You can't win them all. Ooh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. So I think what he wants to do is basically, he probably wants to capture both bases in one go, so you can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wants to kill my my herald. Who knows? I do have one more trick up my sleeve. I don't think it's going to work, but I can redeploy the herald and then get a free move, so that could be interesting. Okay. He really doesn't need to do any of what he's doing because he's basically won already. So he could have a siege tower. He probably... Okay, let's try something. Let's just tease him. Because he's won anyway. It doesn't really matter. But let's do this. I could at least kill a berserker. One berserker, right? I mean, that's just for my pride to say that I've killed a berserker. Yeah, he has a berserker, so he's going to capture this point, and then he's going to capture this one as well. Because I think with the 4 stack, you can capture 2 bases in one go. Claims the initiative, captures the point, and then captures the other point. There's not much I could have done. Let's face it. All right, cool. Let's go to the next game. That was a really long game. I don't know how long it took. How many moves was it? This was 108 moves. Actually, it wasn't that many moves, but it just took a while. I don't know why. So what lessons did we learn from this last match? Have better units. Don't go up against a berserker. Don't wait too long with the herald. I think there was a chance. There was a chance that we could have won that. Okay, we have our next opponent. BaronLunatic. This guy sounds crazy. I think I want to draft first. So I'm gonna ban the warrior priest, and then my opponent will most likely ban the earl if he knows what's good for him. And that means I'll take either the siege tower or the bishop or the sapper. I actually quite like the sapper, so. Now the bishop is a good counter to the siege tower. But I don't know if I should draft the bishop first. I mean, obviously, if he doesn't ban the earl. Okay, he did. Right, so, I mean, the bishop would be a good unit because it counters the siege tower. However, that means that my opponent will have the siege tower and the sapper. And that is a no-go. So I could go for the sapper, but then he'll take the bishop and the siege tower, which is also not ideal. But I do like the sapper, so I'm going to go for the sapper. Usually I tend to recruit units that I like playing with, even if they're not the sort of objectively best units. Whoa, this is surprising. Okay, ensign, and this guy is a lunatic. Okay. Bishop and siege tower. So if I lose this one, it's all me. Okay, there's no excuse. There's no reason why I should lose this one. How many games has he played? 600 games. Okay, so he knows what he's doing. Hopefully. Right, so what decrees do we have? Spy. Okay, so when you have the spy decree, you don't want to deploy the unit that you have 2 of in your first hand because your opponent could then discard it. So I'm actually going to start by deploying the sapper. And I like deploying the sapper in the base that doesn't have a fort next to it. So it's this base, right? So I'm going to deploy the sapper here, then I can build a fort. Now, if my opponent spies, he'll discard the siege tower, but at least I haven't blocked a base with the siege tower. Okay, he hasn't. So normally if your opponent doesn't spy on you with their first, on their first turn in the first round, then that means they don't have the royal coin, usually. Now he could spy on me now, but it's just less likely. Okay, great. That means I can clear this base. So I think I want to go here with the siege tower. I'll control this base. Okay, let's clear another base. And then even if he spies on me, it doesn't really matter. So I'll go here with the sapper. Now the bishop, I think I'll deploy the bishop here. And the trebuchet will go here. Now what do I want to recruit? I think I want another sapper. So my opponent, what has my opponent done? He passed. What is he doing? He passed twice. Oh, I guess he has a bad hand, so he didn't get a knight or a swordsman, so it is not looking good for him. I could actually do him a favor by spying on him and discarding whatever he has, which is probably a lancer or an ensign. I will say he is quite experienced, because a lot of people who get stuck with a bad second hand, meaning they're not able to move a unit off the base, they'll just recruit, which I do that too sometimes, but it's actually means you have a big bag, and that'll be harder to manage. Okay, so I'm gonna move the bishop, and I think I'll move it while also recruiting a siege tower. So I'm gonna recruit and then get a free move. And I'm guessing this is a swordsman. I think it has to be. I could be wrong. Okay, it's still his go. I don't know if he's just given up because he had a pretty bad opening. If he has given up, I'll probably just cancel the match. I don't want to gain skill rating like that. You know, I want to kind of earn it. So I feel this was just kind of like bad luck for him. So well, I'll give him until the time runs out, and then I'll probably just cancel the match. Oh, okay. So he has played. Okay, maybe he just lost his connection or something. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue playing. Right. Maybe he just lost his connection. Is there a march? No. I'm gonna get another bishop as well because I want to bolster the bishop. No, actually I think the siege tower can deal with the knight, so I don't really need to worry about the bishop. Okay. Let's capture this point. I'm actually going to recruit another sapper, maybe. Okay. Right, so first priority is to capture this point with the bishop. Done. Next, I'm going to try and move the sapper here. The problem is I'm not going to get a sapper or another sapper for a while. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I do have another sapper in the bag, so I might be okay. So if I get a sapper in my next draw, I will have won. But honestly, this wasn't really a fair match. I mean, he had a really, really unlucky opening. Yeah, this was really unlucky for him. Okay. GG. Right. Oh, Suba. He's a pretty good player. So this is Susuba is one of the best players on the site. Like he's really, really good, and he used to play. He's like from France, I think, and they are quite big on war chest. Ooh, do I want to give him the mercenary? I'm not so sure. I think I'll just eliminate the mercenary. He might take the assassin. I'm not so sure. I mean, I'm not sure the assassin is like a top pick. He did take the assassin. Wow. Okay, fascinating. So I'll take the siege tower and the pikeman, which means he'll take the crossbowman. Could also take the crossbowman. Let's start with the pikeman because I think that's a pretty safe bet. And I'll also take the siege tower. The siege tower is especially good with march because you can march it in the first round. Okay, let's take the ensign and the knight. I think we're pretty evenly matched, although he does have 2 ranged units against my pikemen, so it's not looking good for my pikemen. I don't think my pikemen will survive for very long. So let's try and get the pikemen into a fort at least. Okay, yeah, he's going for crossbowman. The crossbowman will probably be deployed on this side, is my guess. He's gonna destroy me, I just know it. Right, so let's move the knight here. I'm then going to deploy the siege tower here, and I'm going to march it up, and I'm going to try and get to this base before the assassin gets to that base. March. And the pikemen should go here, I suppose. And I'll use the ensign to move the pikemen onto the point. Now, I have no illusions about it. This pikeman is dead. However, I'm hoping that he may be able to capture this base before he's killed. So we'll see. I'm surprised that the assassin hasn't moved yet. Right, so I think my top priority is we do have guard. See, but I don't want the assassin to move here, poison me. Actually, that wouldn't be so bad, would it? If he does poison me, I can just remove the poison, and in my next hand I can kill the assassin. So I'm actually going to pass, and let's see if he does poison me. He probably doesn't have an assassin then. I'm going to... if I bolster the pikeman he'll move the crossbowman down here, but then I could move my siege tower up there. If I move the pikeman here, I think I'll just bolster. Right. What do I do? If I move the siege tower here, he's gonna get hammered by the crossbowman and the archer, so it's not looking so good for me. The hell with it, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. March. Cool. Okay, so I think I'll start by, should I move? If I move him here, his assassin would poison my siege tower, which again is not the end of the world. Let's move here. And this way the crossbowman cannot, it'll be very hard for the crossbowman to take this point. I think he wanted to move the crossbowman into the fort, basically. So then, yeah, this was kind of what worried me. So I'm going to move the knight here, and then I'm going to heal. I'm going to cure poison from the siege tower. Okay, this is pretty decent so far. So hopefully I can kill this assassin, and hopefully I can do it with the knight. Yeah, I think I'll kill the assassin with the knight, because the knight is actually quite safe. And then I'll capture the point with the siege tower. And I'll... I am worried about losing this point, if I'm being honest. So the plan is, I'm going to first move my siege tower here and capture this point with the knight. And then I'll recruit a pikeman to capture the last point. I think that's the plan. Let's try that. So I don't want to recruit yet. Okay, so good. So I'm going to deploy an ensign here. Then I'll move the siege tower here. And I think I'll now recruit a pikeman. If I can kill this crossbowman, I'll be in a really good position. So I'm going to try and guard against the crossbowman. Okay. And then I'll kill this this archer. So unfortunately, I did lose a base. That's a bit of a shame. I think I'm doing okay so far. So I'm really hoping I can move on to this point. So does he have another archer? I killed 2 and he has 2 in his block. So no more archers. Oh, so what do? I think I'll enlist a pikeman and a siege tower. Let's see if we can get something to work. Right, so he recruited another assassin. I'm going to move my pikeman here. And I will move, I think I'll move the siege tower here, but it really depends on what happens with the assassin. Okay, so he actually, I think he wanted to redeploy the crossbowman up there, possibly. Okay, so I'll control the point. And then I'll move the knight here. Okay, and now I want another knight. So I am worried about the assassin a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. but it's looking pretty good. So now let's bolster siege tower. Let's deploy a pikeman here, and let's recruit another. I can probably just bolster this again, because I think I just want to draw a knight. That's all I want. Yep, we did it. Well played. Did not think I would get this one. Right. Shall we do one last one? Okay, let's try playing against Jose, PC. He's been playing on the website for many years now. He's also quite good. I think he's masters. He can play first. Right, so I definitely want to try to ban the Bannerman, but I'm also worried about the Earl. So those are the two strong units, and obviously the light cavalry is also pretty strong. Okay, so he banned the cavalry. I'm probably going to ban the Bannerman, and he'll probably draft the Earl. Ooh, wow, okay, he's giving me the Earl, cool. Earl, and do I want the Infiltrator or do I want the War Wagon? I really like the Infiltrator, but the War Wagon is so dangerous. Let's take the Infiltrator. So he'll take the War Wagon and probably the Swordsman? Maybe the Footman? Okay, let's take the Footman and the Lancer. Okay, is there spy? Usually that's the first thing I check to see, is there spy decree? No spy decree. So I have march and redeploy, so I definitely want to lean into playing the Earl. So I think I'm pretty safe to take this space, I think. No, I think I'll go for the fort first. I want the Infiltrator to take this base here. And here we have a Lancer. I'll deploy him there. Okay, this guy goes here. This guy goes here. And I'm just going to go ahead and bolster the Lancer. Let's move the Earl here. And I think I will move the Footman here because I want to occupy the space. I don't want the Lancer to be able to just move and capture this base. So I do want to protect it. And for my last coin, I will get another Earl. Oh, so now I'm going to move the Infiltrator here. Footman here. And I'm going to go ahead and capture this point with the Earl and then redeploy it here. And this is actually just a diversion. So I'm hoping that he'll move the Swordsman here, and then I'll go in the other direction. Or not. I'm not sure what he's doing, but it's fine by me. Okay. Wow, that's very interesting. So okay. Not sure what that was all about. Okay, I just captured the point and I gave my opponent the infiltrator coin. Do I want to kill this light cavalry? I mean, he doesn't have any more cavalry, so I could just kill him. But I think I'll just capture the point. And then I think I'll bolster my Earl again. I do have another Earl in the bag, so let's see what happens. Okay, bolstering. And then if I can march this Earl before the swordsman moves on to the point, which I couldn't, okay, that's fine. Does he have two swordsmen? Is the question. So what do we do here? I'm thinking of redeploying the Earl and then moving it here. Or I could march it up here. Yeah, it is tricky, isn't it? I'm taking a lot of risks here because I don't know what he has. Could also just attack the light cavalry. If he has... I honestly don't know what to do. Shall we redeploy the Earl here? And then if he doesn't attack my Earl... I think I'll just try that. So I'll redeploy this guy here, go here, and then we'll see what he does. Interesting. Okay. I was not counting on that happening. He doesn't have any more... there is redeploy, so that is a problem. He might have another... So I think what I'll do is... Let's attack the swordsman. I'm going to recruit a footman. I'm going to recruit a footman. Now I'm going to move the... Oh, he had an infiltrator. Okay, now we're going to try and take this point. Capture... I claim the initiative. Okay, that is not what I was planning on doing. Oh, fudge. I didn't get any... I really needed to get a footman there. I messed up. I'm playing very, very sloppy right now. Very sloppy. I'm pretty sure this swordsman can flip the base. Yeah, this swordsman is going to decimate my backline, unfortunately. So let's kill the light cavalry before he captures the point. We'll then flip this base. Okay. Yeah, it's not looking good for me, I have to say. Going to march this guy. Okay, and then let's see what he does. Okay, I've won. Okay, this wasn't easy, but we did get there in the end. I definitely had a few missteps. Like I messed up with the footman. Like I thought I was gonna draw a footman, so I claimed the initiative, but then I didn't get a footman, and it's kind of hard to take this base because of the knight. So yeah, I think I got a bit lucky, but we did get there in the end, so well played. That's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you the next one.